today we're just going to be doing some stretching and foam rolling, you guys. I've gotten some requests as far as like areas to target, so we're really going to do some of our regular stretches just because those are just good, for the neck and our traps and things like that. So I know most of you guys don't do that on your own on a regular basis. But we're going to also get into like some hamstrings. I got some people wanting to work on their hamstrings. We're going to work on some calves. We're going to work on some lats as well too. We're going to also, if you guys have a foam roller, and even if you don't have a foam roller, that's okay. But if you do, we're going to use that roller or that device to also help with some of the stretching. We're going to use it for more than just rolling out today. So we're just trying to get our cameras set up to a strategic spot. And as of last night, all the videos that I had from these previous live workouts are all caught up on YouTube. So I'll be posting this workout today on YouTube today as well, and on the Move More Often page too. So we're going to start today off, we're going to go a little backwards. We're going to start off with a little bit of rolling first. Let's see if we could break up some of these knots. And then we'll try to get some stretching in after that, and we'll see if we can add a few more areas that we can roll out as well too, okay? So, with the calves, if you guys want to start on the calves, you can use whatever tool you want to use, whether it's a foam roller, or a ball, or a golf ball, or a baseball, a softball, a tennis ball if you wanted, okay? However you want to do it. Canned food, you can use a canned food item. You can use a rolling pin. Like you see Daryl using the rolling pin. So that's one way to roll out your calves. Okay, you can use your rolling pin like that. You want to use a foam roller. I'm going to start with my Achilles, my left Achilles on top of the roller. I'm going to place my right foot on top of my left ankle. Okay, I want this foot to always be directly over my foam roller or my ball or my canned food item, whatever I'm using to roll out with. Okay. Because this is going to help me apply more pressure onto this leg, okay? So you're going to place your hands next to your hips. You're going to lift up, roll, and sit, okay? You're going to roll your left leg to the left. You're going to roll it to the right, okay? So do that a few times. Then with that left foot, let's make 3 big circles one way, 3 big circles the other way. And let's have our hands by our hips again. Lift up, roll forward about 1 inch, sit back down, okay? So you're just taking your time. We're going to do this again. Left, right, about 2 or 3 times each way. And then from there, you're going to make your circles. 3 circles to the left, 3 circles to the right. And you can go longer if you need, I'm just trying to... I want to try to get through as many muscle groups as possible with you guys today, because the goal with these free live workouts is to help, give you as much value as possible so you can use it not just today, but down the road as well too, all right? So typically I would like to spend more time on certain muscle groups, but because of time, I'm going to speed it up just a little bit, all right? So by all means though, if you want to just sit and watch while you're rolling out and staying on that spot, then stay on that spot, okay? We all have our different spots, you know what I mean? Just make sure you just constantly are rolling or putting pressure on that area. And keep working, your movements as well too, so you can pin and stretch, you can grind it out. You're going to have your hands by your hips, lift up, sit back down. And again, you want this foot to be directly over your tool, whatever tool that you're using, okay? So you can keep applying pressure, all right? And for some of you guys that are watching, if you feel like you know, you want me to throw something in there, like there's a certain body part that you want to target like right now, like put it on the screen, and you know, we'll check our phones here periodically. I just want to help out as much as I can. I want you guys to take advantage of these live workouts and ask questions or type in questions or whatever. Circles to the left, 3 circles to the right. I'm going to spend a little bit more time on this part of my calf because I can really feel a big knot here. So, you know, if you guys on a regular basis, if you could, to help you work more restoration, you know, instead of thinking you have to take time out like this morning, you know, you could break stuff up in you know, throughout your day. You know, like in the evening, you could be doing this, or you know, depending on your day. I mean, how your day looks. But if you have downtime where you're like able to, you know, watch your favorite TV show and sit on the couch and do that, instead of sitting on the couch, watch your show while you're sitting on the floor and rolling out, and you know, and enjoying whatever show you're watching, whatever movie you're watching. You know what I mean? So. You know, and from there you can work those calves, and you can also then lay on your stomach while you're still watching your show, and you can start rolling out your your hip flexors and your quads, and then you can roll onto your sides and roll your IT bands as well too. You know, so you don't have to like always think you have to designate, you know, an hour a day, you know, per se, like you do with your workout. You can just start incorporating body parts here and there throughout your day. If you're an essential worker and you're able to go to work and all, if you sit at a desk or whatnot, if you want to use a lacrosse ball, you can sit on this. So you can roll out your butt cheeks and your hamstrings. You can roll out your low back, or even your upper back, depending on how high your backrest is. Or if you have access to a wall, you can roll out your back and your traps and your shoulders and things like that against the wall as well too. Okay? Alright, so as you make your way up with the roller, the goal is to go up to the knee, or right behind the knee, okay? And then slowly work your way back down towards your Achilles and going through the same patterns. Left, right. Big circles one way. Big circles the other way. Keep going, guys. Get rid of this YouTube commercial. So remember, guys, like this stuff is important to do on a regular basis. It's good that if you guys are still able to exercise, you're still trying to get it in, even though your gyms are closed. Maybe some of you guys are taking advantage of some of these workouts that we're doing throughout the week. But regardless, you can only keep beating up the body so much before something wants to break down, and then these weird injuries start to happen, or these weird tweaks start to happen, because we don't do a good enough job of restoring our bodies on a regular basis. So we've got to find time, we've got to make time, we've got to put in the effort to get some of this incorporated, and not just wait till you're injured or hurt to start to take your foam rolling seriously. And when I mean seriously, you only take it seriously for maybe 3 or 4 days, and then you're back to your old routine. I mean, I understand, like, this is boring, like, this is tedious, right? I get it. So, if you're able, like, if you have disposable income and you're in a position where you can go get a 2-hour massage 5 to 6 days a week, every week, then go that route, because I, for sure, would do that if I was in that position. But since I'm not in that position, I've got to do this type of stuff. And this is just putting in some effort. Like, you put in effort to go try to work out, some of you. Well, put in some effort to do this so that you can minimize potential injuries down the road. You can minimize potential sprains and strains down the road. You can minimize like muscular imbalances as well too. You can help maximize and increase more power and more growth in your muscle tissue too, because now if you're doing this type of stuff, you're loosening up muscle tissue that was already bound up and tight anyway. How are you supposed to grow if something's already bound up and tight? You're just going to make it worse. So if you can release those things, now you have room for your muscle to grow. For you guys, you athletes, for you female, you athletes, like this is how you can help increase muscle tissue as well too. So then when you're working out, now there's more benefit to your workouts now because you've done a good job of releasing all these knots that are preventing actual growth, you know, true muscle growth. Hopefully that makes sense. Let me check the screen real quick. Hey, what's up, man? How's it going?
Man? How you doing?
Good, how are you?
Good.
Good, man, take care. Ooh, I think my, speaking of restoration, I think my new mini ball restoration tool that vibrates came in. One of my balls broke. Yeah. Alright, we'll put that here just for display. Boom. So yeah, if you guys can, like this is a hypersphere mini ball, okay? This is a great tool to use. It's small enough for you women. You guys can put this in your purse. Guys, you can put this in your traveling bags. So whether this vibrates or not, it can always be used, you know? But with the added vibration, that can help increase circulation, that can help you also break through some of those really tight, sensitive knots that are like, you know, you kind of shy away from them, like, because you don't want to inflict pain on yourself, even though that's what we're doing here, essentially. Sometimes with the added vibration, it can help you cope with that pain so that you can address that issue, because it has to be addressed. Like, you can't avoid it. Because if you keep avoiding it, you're going to add to muscular imbalances, which will add to chronic aches and pains, which will add to increasing your chances of an injury or a pull or a tear. You know what I mean? So yeah, so that's why I'm excited. So because I have had 2 of these. One of them just broke the other day, and so they sent me a brand new one. And it arrived today, and how fitting it arrived on our stretch and foam rolling day. So it's even better. All right, I'm gonna switch calves, you guys. And that's another thing. Like, I'm just now switching my calves. So you saw how much time we spent on one calf. Like, that's ideal. You guys want to spend as much time on this as possible. Like, there's no rush to restoration. And especially for us adults, we do not know how to relax. Like, we don't know how to relax. And what I mean by that is a lot of times, you know, with my one-on-one clients at the end of each session, you know, I'll stretch them out. Or if they come in just for an actual stretch session, I'll stretch them out for that whole hour. And as I'm holding up the leg, I'm trying to tell my client, okay, relax. And they say, I am relaxed. And I take my hand off their leg. And I tell them to relax. They say, I am. I'm like, well, there's no way you can relax because your leg is still up in the air. If you're relaxed, your leg will just drop. You know what I'm saying? Like, so you're not relaxed. You don't even know what relaxing means at times. You know what I mean? So, right, you know? So this is that time to try to relax, you guys, because the more you can get the muscle to relax, the more you can get these tools to penetrate and do their job. And yes, some areas are going to be painful, but that's just part of the process, you guys. It doesn't always have to be painful. It's just painful now because you haven't done anything leading up to this or haven't done anything consistently leading up to this to help restore your body. So that's your fault. So you got to deal with that. You know what I mean? So like I said, we're going backwards today. We're starting off on the roller. And then we'll stretch at the end. Yeah, I got some knots on this side, jeez. So remember, go left, right a few times. Make some big circles. I know for some of you guys trying to follow along, you guys are just dying. You're like, man, this is so slow. Yeah, like we're doing this for a reason. Like, we really want you to understand, like, you need to spend time on these areas. But again, you guys, everybody wants to rush. And I'm guilty of it as well too, you know what I mean? We all are. So we gotta learn to like take advantage of these times, because you'll find the more time you spend on these particular muscle groups, you'll start to dig deeper and be like, ooh, I didn't realize that was there. Ooh, that's tight. Ooh, that hurts. You know, you want to learn how to breathe better. You want your breathing to help you relax your muscles as well too. So anytime you feel when you're on a painful spot, a normal human reaction is to like clench and to hold our breath, you know? Ooh. Right, hold our breath. But when we do that, we tighten things up, okay? So that's defeating the purpose here, right? So you need to think about this. Instead of holding your breath, try to inhale that pain. When you feel something like really painful, instead of going, go. Try to use your breathing to help you relax that area, to help you cope with that temporary pain, okay? Don't hold your breath, because all you're doing is you're turning on like your natural body armor, so like nothing can penetrate that muscle now. And that is not what we want when we're trying to restore here, okay? You want to get your tool to try to get deeper into that muscle fiber. We have to use our breathing, guys. Breathing is important. And when you make your way up to the knee or behind the knee, we'll make our way back down toward the Achilles. And like you see Daryl, he's using a rolling pin, sitting on a chair. You can do this while you're watching your TV show. You know, the only thing that's different is instead of he looking down, he could be looking up, watching whatever, right? You know, so you guys, there's no excuses, man. I don't care what you tell me, there's no freaking excuse. That's just my mindset. That's how I have to look at it. And those that have the same mindset, you get it. Not everybody has that mindset, but you need to try to develop that mindset, because if not, then you always open that door to an excuse, okay? Or a reason, or a concern, however the fuck you want to term it, all right? It's an excuse in my book, all right? Alright guys, we're going to work on a hamstring next. So Daryl's using, are you going to use the chair for your hand? Are you going to use the rolling pin?
Yeah,
Alright. Alright, so he's going to show how to use the rolling pin for your hammies. And I'm going to show how to use the roller for your hammies. Face you guys. So I'm just going to sit, I'm going to have the roller, I'm going to roll out my left hamstring. So the roller, most of it will be toward my left side, okay? So the end here is like toward the inner of my thigh. So now here, the goal is to try to put pressure more on this side here. So you can use your arm if you like, your forearm, and try to push down to create some more pressure. Okay, I'm gonna go left and right. Ooh. Wow, I already feel something, you guys. Now to travel, I'm going to use this right hand, okay, and my right foot. I'm going to lift my right butt cheek off the floor, and I'm going to roll backwards so that the roller can make its way toward the back of my knee. Again, you can use your arm, your forearm. Don't use your elbow, because then you'll like really like just pierce through your thigh, unless you like the way that feels. But try to use more of your forearm and just push straight down, okay? And also, to add more pressure on this side too, you want to lift this butt cheek up off the floor and try to shift more of your weight this way, okay? So you're more on this leg. And you're just going to slowly make your way to the back of the knee. You know, an inch at a time. And you can also use a ball for this. You can sit on the ball, you know. You can use a rolling pin. And with the rolling pin, you just want to try to pull up. Like you're trying to, you know, you want to pull up so you're like digging into that hamstring. I think that sign at the door is working, man. People are keep walking by and reading that.
That's good. Yeah, good.
Check your guys' comments, see if there's any areas you wanted to target before we move on. You guys, there's nothing really too glamorous about stretching and foam rolling classes, but they are necessary, you know. It's a little different not actually having people in the classes, like physically. Because, you know, with some of the dead time, you know, then this is where you can have your casual conversations and whatnot, you know. And this is what we do at Move More Often, you know. My members come in, they grab whatever tool they want to use. Our first 5 to 6 minutes, they're just rolling out, kind of working out their own kinks, talking, dreading what the workout board says for the workout for that day or for that morning. And then on Thursdays, that 5 to 6 minutes of rolling turns into 15 to 20 minutes of the first portion of the class. So I really try to implement restoration as a regular thing at Move More Often. I mean, even though 5 to 6 minutes isn't a lot, it's more than I'm pretty sure most gyms that you guys go to, okay? And I'm pretty sure it's more than what you guys do on your own. So in my estimation, a little bit of something is better than a whole lot of nothing, you know? Right, and just like before, you make your way to the back of the knee, roll back up towards your butt cheek, the bottom of your butt cheek, where the butt cheek, the hamstring meet, and then switch, or do a few more round trips, you know? Like, there's no set number that you have to do. There's no set reps that you have to do here. It's how do you feel? Is that, you feel like you want to keep working those knots? Like that's just on you. You know, like, so for me, like me doing this right now, it actually feels good on my hamstrings, so I'm just gonna spend a little bit more time on this, being a little selfish, but whatever. So hopefully with the workout during the week, you guys are taking advantage of that. I hope you guys are noticing, like, there's very minimal equipment that's required for these workouts, and that's been the goal, is to make sure no matter what, you can still get an effective workout, whether you have weights or equipment or not. Okay, so hopefully that's been working out for you guys. I've been getting some good feedback from y'all. Appreciate it. This one. So here's a little tricky. I don't want to put too much weight on this arm. So I'm going to use both arms. Put more weight on my right. And I could put some weight on it, but just not a lot. So again, imagine us watching TV, man. Like, you can do this while you're watching your show. You can do this while you're playing your video games. You can do this while you're texting. Oh, and this is completely off the subject, but 4 o'clock, you guys, from members, we have our virtual happy hour, 4 o'clock. Looking forward to that. I'll probably be taking shots of H2O at 4 o'clock. I think today is the first morning in like a few days where I haven't like had sneezing attacks because of the allergies, because this rain really helped this morning. Oh. So it's 10:30 now, we're halfway through this hour. So we're gonna continue rolling here for another about 7 to 10 minutes. I wanna show you some different areas, okay? So we've done the calves, we've done the hamstrings today. Let's do our IT band, okay? Nobody likes the IT band. So from here, I want to lay on my side. I'm gonna roll out my right IT band on my right leg, okay? The IT band is just on the outside of your thigh, okay? So I'm gonna start at my hip, my right hip. I'm gonna make sure my left foot, my left leg is in front. I'm gonna use this foot and this leg and my hands to help me travel that way, because the goal is, again, to get down toward the knee, okay? And then from there, we wanna roll back up to the hip, okay? And you're just gonna take your time getting there. You'll constantly be readjusting your arms and your left foot, okay? And you just want to take your time, take your time and roll. And when you find a spot, just sit on it. A way to pin and stretch this, you can bend your knee and just try to bring your heel towards your butt cheek or toward that roll, and then straighten it back out, And do that again if you like. Do that a few times. And then roll another inch or so. You can go forward. You can go reverse. Okay, so you're just trying to work. trying to work that knot at all different angles. Just take your time, you guys. And don't think because, man, I don't feel anything yet. Like, just slow the hell down. Just relax. It's not about just finding a knot and just trying to get to that spot. It's the process of getting there, because all that other muscle can still benefit from some type of pressure being put on it, so you can push more blood into that area as well too. And again, some of it too is just, we don't know how to relax. Sometimes you guys are just going, man, I really don't feel it. It's just, you know, because you guys aren't giving your muscles a chance. When you go that fast, you're just tensing up, okay? Remember, there's no first place to finishing first when it comes to restoration. Like, just slow down. Slow down. Catch yourselves. Breathe. Learn how to relax. Learn when to relax. Like, this is a time to try to relax to a certain degree. I mean, obviously, like, I've got to keep this engaged, you know, so I can keep myself up. But this part of my body, I want to relax, okay? Down toward that knee, make your way back toward your hip, and then repeat a few times. All right, this is making me hot now. Oh, another tool you guys can use, if you have one, you can use a massage gun too, okay? I have one, I love that thing, it helps. I use it while I'm driving. I use it before workouts sometimes. Use it after workouts, okay? Do the other IT band. Should be interesting. Try to put more weight on this arm. Let's not put too much weight on the shoulder. Remember, we start at the hip, right foot in front of the left. Use your arms, your hands, and your right foot to help you travel. Ooh, wait. I feel like this type of class we should be like on Zoom, so at least we could like talk.
Yeah.
So right now I feel kind of weird, like I'm just
Just
like sitting here and have you guys watch me in this position, you know? Okay, guys. Oh. Oh. Man, you sweating yet? Or is it just me?
No, I'm not sweating.
Oh, man. I'm starting to sweat. Oh. Yeah, the IT band. The reason why that sucks for a lot of us is the IT band is like our natural like shock absorbers. So from the time we were babies and the time we started walking on our feet, our IT bands have been in use. And even though they're made for that, it's still an area that takes a lot of impact and holds a lot of that tension in there. And it can contribute to a lot of knee issues because your IT band goes all the way from the hip down to the knee. And if that area is tight, it starts to pull. And then when it starts to pull, with the tight muscles, it pulls on a certain joint. And that joint is the knee. Same thing with the quad and the hip flexors. If all this is tight, the muscles will start to tighten up and eventually it's going to pull, and the closest joint that it'll pull on is that knee. Okay? Same thing with the groin. Okay? Got all these muscles here, things start to get tight, it starts to pull on the inner part of your knee. So, same thing with the calves. Like they can pull, they get really tight, not only can they pull on the bottoms of your feet, but then they start pulling on the back of the knee. So, you know, all these potential issues can be taken care of if you just put in the effort to do something like this just on a regular basis. And again, you can break it up throughout the day. But the point is you just gotta try to get some in there because over time, because it's not something that may just happen tomorrow, but over time, the more you don't restore it and the more impact upon your body, the more you're increasing your chances of something bad happening down the road. And not that I'm wishing upon that on anybody, but it's just a fact, you know? So I can't emphasize this enough. And yes, it's tedious, and yes, it can be boring. So do this while you're watching, what is it, Tiger King? Is that what you guys are watching now, Tiger King? You know, I've never seen it, but I keep hearing about it, all right? So do this while you're watching Tiger King, you guys.
Yeah, because he was. He was a homo, man.
He was a what?
He was a gay tiger owner.
Oh, I didn't even know that. I honestly did not even know that.
Yeah.
I did not know that. I didn't know he was gay. I had no idea. I saw
Redneck,
Oh.
gay, tiger.
Shit. This size is bad. Holy moly. Ooh. Ooh wee. Yeah, this is real, guys. I'm not making this up. So yeah, this is part of foam rolling too. Sometimes when you find those spots, ooh, this is where you gotta just like grind it out. Oh man. Ooh. It sucks now, but once I stand back up, I'm gonna feel so relieved. Not just because there's less pain, but just you'll feel, I'll be able to feel like a surge of blood hitting that area. Because it's not used to getting blood there because it's so bound up with that knot there. And that's the whole point. It's like we want to try to get blood in areas that don't normally get it, that should be getting blood. But it's hard to get blood in an area that's like all bound up and like, think of like a bunch of cables just bound up and tight and it just gets all hard. Like, you know, you can't stretch that out. In order to stretch it out, you gotta try to release it first, get things to release, to open up, and then start stretching so now you can open that up even more. Does that make sense? Okay? Alright, so we're gonna roll out for about another 3 minutes. We're gonna do some stretches, and then we will see you guys on Monday. Ooh. Just finish up this IT band. Huh?
I'm right.
Okay guys, we'll finish up here in about a minute. Give you guys a chance to finish whatever area you're rolling right now. All right, let's stretch out our hamstrings since we rolled that area. All right, we're just gonna bend over and reach for our toes. And if you're really flexible, you can reach for the floor. If you can go palm to the floor, you can go back hands to the floor or knuckles to the floor, depending on how flexible you are. All right, let's walk straight out with our hands. Let's inchworm to a push-up position. Let's bring your right knee forward. Let's lay down onto your elbows. We're gonna do a pigeon stretch. It's a good way to help stretch out your glutes and your hips. Now, if your right knee is forward, you should be feeling a stretch on your right butt cheek. Now, with your left hip flexor, try to bring this left hip flexor down toward the floor. Like try to turn your butt, so you're kind of like squaring up your hips now. Does that make sense? You should feel more of a stretch now. And with your back foot, try to sit on your laces, not the inside of your foot or the outside of your foot, but on your laces. Okay, replace your elbows with your hands. Lift up, switch legs. Okay, so here I've got my left knee forward, I'm feeling a stretch here. So with my right hip flexor, I'm gonna try to drive that, turn my hips and try to get that hip flexor to go toward the floor. And with that back foot, make sure you're on the laces of your foot, not the side of your foot or the inside of your foot, but the top. All right, let's replace your elbows with your hands. Lift up. Just walk back. Just walk back to your bent over position. Stand up, shake it out. Let's do that one more time. Let's come down and hold that stretch. All right, let's walk your hands out. Swing your right knee forward. Ooh, I could put a little bit of weight on there. I'm getting there. Okay, right leg is forward. Let's bring that left hip flexor down toward the floor. And just try to square up your hips a little bit more. Belly button to spine. Okay, let's replace your elbows with your hands. Lift up and switch legs. Okay, with my left leg forward, I'm stretching out my left side. So I want to bring my right hip flexor toward the floor so I can try to square my hips up to help with that stretch on the left. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Replace your elbows with your hands. All right, from here, let's just get onto your knees. Now, if you can, grab your roller. If you don't have a roller, that's okay. I'm gonna place the roller here on my side, okay? As I'm here on my knees, I want to get to like a loaded beast position. So I want my arms to extend out. And I want my butt down toward my heels. Okay? I want to place my right hand underneath my left arm. I want to place my right wrist onto the roller here. Okay? And from here, I'm going to turn from the waist on up. I'm going to turn and roll and try to look through this window. There you go. Now make sure you're on the side of your wrist. So your palm, my palm should be facing that blue wall behind me. Okay, so this is a good way to help stretch out the back of your shoulder, your lats, low back. Now let's roll back, let's come back. Relax for a second. Let's switch sides. Extend those arms out. Just bring that left arm underneath your right. I can't go all the way up. And just try to turn. And if you want to add to this too, so Daryl, with your head, turn your head toward me. Yeah, you can add to the stretch by turning your head over your shoulder. Okay? Just like that, you guys. And return, switch sides. Just extend those arms out. Just bring your right arm through. And try to twist at the waist. And if you don't have a roller, guys, that's okay. You do the exact same thing, just like so. Okay? Oh, and switch. Bring that left arm through. Oh, yeah, I can't stretch that. And let's come back up. All right, guys. Let's work our calves. So I'm going to stand, and we're going to show you two different variations. Daryl's going to get down in a high plank position. He's going to place one foot behind the other. And all he's doing is driving his hips up and trying to drive his heel down toward the floor. Okay? I'm going to do something similar. I'm going to be in a lunge position. Okay? And my goal too is to get that heel down to the floor. And as I do that, I want to keep this leg straight. And to add to my stretch, I can bend this knee to kind of drive my weight forward to get more on my calf back there, okay? It's just a subtle movement. You want to make sure that heel stays down because that's where the actual stretch is basically trying to get the stretch is more of this angle here, right? Like toes, you want to dorsiflex, right? Bringing your toes up towards your knee. So in this position, I'm trying to bring my toes up toward my knee without bending the knee and by keeping my foot flat on the floor, okay? So hold that and then switch. Hold it for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. All right, let's switch again. One more time on each side. All right, let's hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Good. Switch one last time. Let's hold that for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Great job, guys. All right, let's end by stretching out our neck and our traps. If you want to grab a weight, feel free. If not, that's okay. Your weight can be, a gallon jug of water. It can be Clorox. It can be liquid detergent. It can be something that maybe has a handle to it. Okay. So So if you don't have weight, that's right. I'll just hold this bottle of water to represent my weight. Okay, so I'm gonna have my weight in my left hand. I'm gonna bring my right ear down toward my right shoulder. And I want this arm to relax. So my left arm I want to relax, okay? So I can get this the goal here is to try to stretch out the traps. So by bringing my right ear down, make sure this shoulder doesn't shrug up. Keep that shoulder down. Now I'm gonna bring my right hand over the top of my head, right above my left ear. And again, breathing, guys, I'm gonna inhale. And when I exhale, I'm gonna pull on my head this way to see if I can get my ear closer to my shoulder. Not my shoulder closer to my ear, but my ear closer to the shoulder, okay? And keep breathing. And with every exhale, just gently pull, just to feel more of a stretch in your traps here, okay? Do that for another 15 seconds. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, let's switch hands. Weight in your right hand. So I'm going to bring my left ear to my left shoulder. Use your breathing. Let's bring that left hand over the top of the head. And with every exhale, gently pull. Hold that for another 20 seconds. Remember, with every exhale, gently pull. And 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, let's release. Switch hands again. Alright, so this time I want to turn my head to the right. If the weight's in my left hand, I'm turning away from it. I'm going to bring my chin down toward my chest. Okay, so now here I want to bring my hand over the top to the back of my head. And with every exhale, you want to gently pull to get your chin closer to your collarbone or your armpit. Remember, relax both shoulders, guys. Don't shrug your shoulders up at all. And 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Okay, return. Switch. Or weight in your right hand. Turn your head to the left, away from your weight. Chin to chest or collarbone. Just bring your left hand over the top of the head to the back of the head. And gently pull as you exhale. Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, you guys, good job this morning. Thank y'all for jumping in. We're going to end there for today. Hopefully for you guys that wanted the hamstring restoration, hopefully that helped today. For those that wanted the calves, hopefully that helped today as well too, with the stretching and with the rolling out. So Monday, we're back at it, Monday at 11 a.m. I'm all caught up on YouTube now, so this stretch class will be posted later on YouTube today, along with the Move More Often Facebook page. So feel free to subscribe on YouTube, guys. And yeah, we'll see you guys Monday. Have a good weekend.